The Gauteng Department of Health says it has made significant headway in tracing pupils who attended a recent matric rage party in KwaZulu-Natal. Almost 1,000 of them have since tested positive for COVID-19. To expand on this conversation, I'm now joined by Kwara Kekana, Gauteng Health Department spokesperson. Kwara, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. The 984 Gauteng matriculants who attended this event, you've done as much as you can to try and ensure that you find them and you trace them. 984 testing positive for COVID-19. Talk to us about the process that you undertook to establish these numbers.
So we received, firstly, good morning to you and good morning to the viewers at home. We received about a line list of students that attended the rage party in KZN, and 1,322 belonged to the Gauteng province. And the team, so the numbers largely were of people belonging to the Johannesburg district and the Tshwane district. And just over 1,200 of these students stay or have addresses that are in the city of Johannesburg district. We, working together with the Office of the Premier Call Center, tried to reach out to as many of these contacts as much as possible. And we did indicate in the statement as well that we had a bit of challenge with about 99 of those students that are a bit uncooperative, and I'll speak a little later on about that. But we've managed to ensure that just over 1,000 tested for COVID-19, and of that figure, 984 have tested positive. But additionally, what is quite significant here as well to mention is that they had 340 contacts. So this could have been their family members or close friends. And of those close contacts, 32 have also tested positive as a result of the attendance of these students at this KZN Rage party or festival last week. So this is quite concerning and that number is quite high.
The number's quite high, and you touched very briefly on those who didn't want to cooperate with this, contact tracing, supplying incorrect information. What are you doing about that?
So the team is continuing to work around the clock to, try as much as possible to make contact with these individuals. Some are providing, so that some are really just trending away our team that's reaching out to them. But of course, and as I've been stating in a couple of interviews that we've been doing, is that we might have to pursue, trying to get these students and their families to cooperate through maybe legal instruments, which the department has done before. If you remember, as early on as March, April, when the pandemic sort of started hitting the Gauteng province, when numbers were starting to just increase, with a couple of incidences where we had people and institutions that were not cooperating, and the department was looking into and had to resort rather in those instances to pursue legal action. You'd remember, we had one church in Katlehong that was not cooperating, and we had to get a court interdict as well. There was also a family that was refusing to cooperate in terms of testing as well. We had to also get a court process in place and ensure that the police also assist us in tracking them down and ensuring that they test for COVID-19. But I think we're not there yet, but we are looking at those options. And we're really urging parents of those 99 students that are not assisting us to really come on board. This is in the best interest of the community and everybody else around them. We're urging them to be responsible as a result of the consequence of going to this rage party. Can they please test and also begin that 14-day quarantine period, those that test positive, to immediately resume isolation.
Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize has labelled this festival a super spreader event. And, looking at social media a few weeks ago, looking at what some of these young pupils have had to say, some saying that they don't regret having tested positive and that, they had a good time. What are then the dangers of these individuals who are within communities, especially on those who may be vulnerable?
It's really unfortunate that people make such reckless statements, and I think when the conversation around the virus and who are most vulnerable for the virus, young people in terms of, their ability to fight off the virus, they have a bit more of an advantage. But people that are living with comorbidities, existing medical conditions, the elderly as well, those are the kind of people that are more vulnerable to really suffer from this virus. So even if they have symptoms, the symptoms could be severe. And when you look at also people that are demising from the COVID-19 virus, it's particularly people that have existing comorbidities, So those are really reckless statements. Very unfortunate that people would say that. And we know South Africans love a good time. We're heading into the December 16 period, Christmas period as well, and the New Year's, celebrations that are coming up, we really want to urge people to really take care. If people can really just celebrate in their own homes, in their families, avoid parties, that would really help. We're seeing the numbers are rising. And really, just an appeal on behalf of frontline workers. Workers are exhausted. Workers are fatigued in all respects, I think that we're doing an injustice to act recklessly. I think let's assist those that are in the front line and really take responsibility and continue to, adhere to the non-pharmaceutical interventions, the wearing of masks, washing of your hands, and really avoiding crowded places, and so on and so on. I think people are familiar with those.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time, Gauteng Department Health spokesperson Kwara Kekana, giving us a sense of the tracking and tracing period when it comes to those pupils who were at the Rage Festival. Of course, giving them a word of caution there as we head into the festive season.